unattractive trait to a positive person? What do you think it is? Just think for a couple seconds. It is a victimhood mindset. Now, what is a victimhood mindset? Just think about somebody that you might know that just always complains about how life is just shitting on them all the time. They're just like, oh my gosh, I had this day, and there was this guy, and he was cutting me off in traffic, and then the traffic was so bad, and I was late. And they just go on and on and on about how things happen to them all the time. There's literally no other person that wants to listen to that besides somebody else who has a victimhood mindset or somebody who likes a lot of drama. Now, both of those qualities do not exist into a positive person. Why? Because positive people take every situation, figure out how they can learn from it, grow from it, and move forward. Now, think about somebody in your life, or maybe somebody you watch, or somebody that you're inspired by who is a positive person. Think about how often they complain. Think about how often they say, "Oh, well, X, Y, and Z happened, so that therefore that's why I couldn't do this." Think about how many times they make excuses before they even say something. I'm gonna bet it's just about around zero. Because a positive person doesn't make excuses. They take personal responsibility for all of their actions, not only the actions for today, not only their actions for tomorrow, but they take personal responsibility for their past. Have you ever seen people that are like, oh man, my ex boyfriend, he was such an X, Y, and Z, and he was toxic, and he had toxic masculinity, and he was this, and he is that, and he was. Listen, you were in that relationship too. It takes two to tango into a relationship. Okay. So you have to take personal responsibility for your actions. And when you do, then you can learn from them. So let's think about two different situations, right? I'll just give you an example from my past history. Right. So in my past history, I have a direct family member that is an alcoholic or used to be an alcoholic. And then on top of that, I was diagnosed bipolar, right? So both of those statistics together, if you add them, past history of being an alcoholic and diagnosed bipolar, which is very high amount of substance abuse because of the regulating emotions, you get an 80% chance. So personally, me, I have an 80% chance of being an alcoholic for the rest of my life. So I could look at that, look at it as an excuse. Oh, my mom or dad was an alcoholic, and oh, I have to deal with all these mood regulations. So therefore, I am an alcoholic too. I could do that. I could play the blame game and just completely like run that into the ground. And I could be an alcoholic and explain why I am because of my excuses, because of my victimhood mindset, because I feel like my life is happening to me, not for me. And on the other standpoint, with a positive mindset, I can think, I'm going to be that 20%. I'm going to be 20% and I'm going to go through whatever I need to go to be on top. So not only do I live my best life, but my family lives my best life. And the people around me who resonate with my message can also live their best life because they're inspired by me and we inspire each other. So that is the difference between a person with a victimhood mindset who thinks everything is out to get them and everything happens to them versus somebody with a positive mindset who thinks that everything happens for them. And it's just a part of your story. You got to think of everything that's shitty that happens to you. I know it might be hard, but think about everything shitty that happens to you. Think about it happening for you. And think about those things that are happening in your life are just additions to your good story, additions to your hero's saga or hero's journey that you live because we are the heroes of our own story. So if you find yourself complaining, if you find yourself making excuses, or if you know somebody else that are doing the same thing, just take a second to recognize it first and be like, okay, what's going on here? What am I doing? Is this serving me? Is this helping me grow? Or are these excuses just holding me back? Because there is nothing that brings you more stagnation than a victimhood mindset. Because you will always come up with excuses of why you can't do something, why you'll never start something, or why you'll never succeed because people with a victimhood mindset are great at making excuses. They're quick with making excuses, but they take fucking forever to grow. So do you want to be somebody with a victimhood mindset? Do you want to be around somebody with a victimhood mindset, or is it time to let them go? Is it time to surround yourself with people who are positive, who inspire you, who inspire your growth, and who celebrate your wins instead of beat you down, talk about drama, and complain? So, what type of friend are you trying to be? What type of mom or dad or brother or sister are you trying to be in your life, or son or daughter? And if it's a positive person, hell yeah, go for it. And if you're stuck in the victimhood mindset, I guarantee you can get out of it. And the way to do that is find silver linings in every single part of your life. Find silver linings in every single situation and ask yourself, how can I grow from this? How can I move forward in a positive way? And how could I learn and accept this, move on? Thank you guys so much for being here. Remember, if you are trying to attract a positive relationship in your life, whether it be um, intimate or platonic, remember, get rid of the victimhood mindset because it's the most unattractive thing to a positive person, guaranteed. Have a beautiful night. Much love. Any comments or questions, concerns, write them down below. I will feel free to answer them. All right. Much love.